Welcome back to another edition of the Western Canada Officiating Coaches Development Partnership. This episode, we're going to check in with a local officiating coach and one of his officials. Also going to focus on officiating coaches recruitment. When we come off the ice and transition to officiating coaching, we really not know what to expect. For me, I knew I had the passion for officiating and I love being in the arena and around the officials. I had a lot to learn, and I still have a lot to learn about coaching officials. But the one thing that really helps me every day is the passion and excitement I have. I know each of you has that love and passion too, or you would not be doing what you do. It's important that we get to know officials we are coaching. Ask about their families, school, job, any topic that gets us to know them better and gives them a chance to know us better. The officials need to know that we care about their success and we care about them as people. It's also important this time of year to set some goals about our officials. They need to be realistic, and we need to check back in on the progress on those goals throughout the season. Each official will develop at their own pace, and we can adjust the goals we have for them at various times, but it's always important that they always know how they're doing and helping them with the tools that can lead them to achieve their goals.
I just want to make a few comments to get things started here about goal setting and how significant it is. If we don't set ourselves goals, we have nothing to measure our success against. So when you think about goal setting, it's not a wish list. You don't wish to get to the gold medal game. What you do is you set your goals to be successful, to be considered to do that. And goals are like our measuring stick. So we establish our goals, we can always reflect on them to see if we're meeting the goals that we had established for ourselves. They force action, okay? So when you put your goals down, it's sort of like now you got to tell yourself, I've got to do this. You've set your priorities. You know what you want to do to be successful, what you have to do. And the other thing about goal setting is because it's an individual thing, it forces ourselves to be accountable. So what we'll do is make your list now. I'm going to get you to hand them in. But before you hand them in, I want you to take a picture of it. And every morning before you come to the rink, I want you to review that just to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable to the goals that you're setting for yourself.
I think when you have an officiating coach come into the room and they kind of compliment you or kind of pick on that one scenario you're trying to work with, it definitely shows that they're listening to you and that they want to see where you're at. And then also on the back side of things, it kind of makes you, as when you put the goals down, you're not just putting it down to like please somebody, right? So if you're going to put it on the piece of paper, you might as well work at it. And when they do bring it up, it helps tremendously. Kind of like, not only does it kind of motivate you internally, but it also motivates you knowing that, hey, they're still watching at the end of the day, so.
I think it's important for officiating coaches to know officials' goals because they can help you get to those goals, you know. If they don't know what you're doing in officiating, if you're just doing it for the money and they don't know that, they're going to give you information that maybe you don't care about. Or the other way around, you know, if you really want to go somewhere, they'll spend a little more time with you, that little extra time that will help you get to where, you know, you want to go.
What about you guys? Position-wise, anything?
I felt compared to my first game that I was a lot better.
Yeah.
Kevin really emphasized, you know, kind of like coming out of the zone, bang, 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 you know, quick strides. I felt that I was much better there.
Now you talked about Kev wanting, you know, pursuit up the ice. So that's kind of one of your little goal setting things, right? You're going to try and pursue and hustle up the ice. So that's, you know, a tick for you because you had in your mind that goal setting, that's what you want to do is pursue it. So I got one little positioning tip for both of you, different. We often talk about working from one league to the next, and we tell officials that you're not necessarily ready to conquer one league until you master the one below. So do everything you can. You might strive to work at the NHL level or the American League level or the Western Hockey League level, but you have to remember you want to conquer those leagues below, which will help you be comfortable as you move into the every level higher. So I think goal setting helps set an official up for that, to try and achieve and conquer one level before they move on to the next.
Thanks. Great segment. We talk about recruiting officiating coaches. It comes with so many obstacles. When senior officials leave the ice, many times it's due to life getting busy, whether that be work or families getting busier. Kids grow up, get into sports and other activities, and that can and should take a lot of our time. So when we're recruiting officiating coaches, we have to be flexible to their time and commitment, and then we have to put them in a position that they enjoy and want to be around the game. Imagine a hockey team with no coaches, zero chance for success. That is why we need to continue to recruit good officiating coaches. We have some good comments from some officiating coaches on why they started and why they continue to coach officials.
I love the rink, I love the game, and I love officiating. And what keeps me coming back is walking into a rink and knowing that you have a job to do just gives me a good feeling, a feeling of need almost. And you're never going to replace being on the ice. You're never going to replace the adrenaline you get. You're never going to replace the feeling of skating onto the ice in front of 8,000, 10,000 fans. You're never going to get that. But going into the rink and going to the rink with a purpose is what keeps me coming back.
Well, it's very rewarding. The last 2 years having worked with the younger, newer officials in the Western Hockey League, for me it's been very rewarding because they've been sponges and they want to learn from you. They want to hear stories and they want to talk and discuss game management and what happens in a game. So, there's lots of grassroots officials that have left the ice, and I think that they have a lot to give by going back. And even if it's once or twice a week or as much as time will allow, I think that the younger officials will just, eat out of the palms of their hands to try and take what they have to give.
It's a funny question because if you'd asked me 2 years ago before I started this, I would have told you that it wasn't important at all. Now I think it's probably the most important aspect of officiating that is widely overlooked. The last 2 years I've learned levels of empathy and understanding that I don't think I would have otherwise, not just at this point in my life, but maybe ever. And that's just from the interactions with people that I didn't really know. And through the process of getting to know them and them getting to know me, it's mutually beneficial almost all of the time. So for me, it's seeing the growth in young boys and girls, men and women of all ages, both in confidence on the ice and their skill on the ice, but also a lot of it is off ice. Half of the stuff I do is working with younger officials to mitigate anxiety, ways that they can work through those types of things. Honestly, it's a lot easier than it sounds. A lot of the younger guys are apprehensive at the time commitment that they think might be involved, because it's way more rewarding and a lot less involved than most people think.
I wear a few different hats in hockey these days. One of them is the Western Hockey League as an officiating skills coach. I have to say a huge thank you to the work you're doing. I get to see firsthand many officials at development camp, maybe a U17 game, and you can see that the foundation has been coaching so many officials. No matter what level we get our officials to, our ultimate goal is to make them the best possible official they can be. We thank you for your work. Enjoy the other part of the season. Seeing returning and new officials back on the ice, drinking area coffee with a smile on all of our faces. See you in our next episode.